Agile, Scrum, and Kanban. Three words that are transforming the way the team works. But how do they differ and which one is right for you? In this session, we'll break it all down. What really Agile means, how Scrum and Kanban works, and which one fits your workflow best. By the end, you'll have a clear answer. So stick around and let's dive in. Before we begin, please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Also, check out Edurika's website for PMI Agile Certified Practitioner Training, the link to which is given in the description box below. So before we dive into the details, let's outline the key topics we will be covering today in this session. We'll start by going through a real-life case study to understand how these methodologies can help companies in various forms. Then, we'll have an in-depth overview of Agile, Scrum, and Kanban to build a solid foundation. Next, we'll compare Scrum and Kanban side by side to highlight their core differences and help you understand how they function. Then, we'll explore how to decide between Scrum and Kanban based on different project needs and team dynamics. And for those looking to advance their careers, we'll cover some key certifications that can give you a competitive edge. And finally, we'll wrap things up with the main takeaways from the session to help you apply these insights in your projects. Let's start by looking into the use case of Ford Motor Company. For almost a century, Ford, one of the world's most renowned automobile brands, has shaped the future of mobility. However, in the digital world, producing outstanding cars is no longer enough. Software and technology are equally important. Ford faced significant issues with its old development method. Let's see the challenges that Ford faced. The first issue was long and rigid development cycles. That meant that the new technologies often become outdated before reaching the customers. Then, separated teams across engineering, software, and business divisions struggled with communication, which led to slowing down the innovation. And of course, as the demand for electric vehicles, self-driving technology, and digital dashboard surged, Ford found it increasingly difficult to keep up with the competitors like Tesla. Moreover, the customer expectations were evolving rapidly, with consumers demanding frequent software updates and smarter vehicle features. Some things Ford's old approach simply couldn't deliver. To address these methods, Ford started its Agile journey by implementing Agile method in its software division, notably the SYNC infotainment system. Then, the small cross-functional teams adopted Scrum, which allows for iterative development and faster feedback loops. Encouraged by the initial success, Ford expanded Agile across the entire corporation, using the Scaled Agile framework to coordinate several teams from various departments, including hardware and manufacturing as well. The organization also used DevOps principles, which use continuous integration and deployment pipelines to automate testing and software updates. Instead of waiting for a complete model redesign, Ford adopted over-the-air upgrades, which enables real-time software improvements based on user feedback. Now, let's look at the impact of Agile in the business. The influence of Agile was transformational. Software release cycles, which were traditionally 12 to 8 months long, were shortened to just few weeks, speeding innovation and time to market by almost 50%. Cross-functional collaboration improved considerably when engineers, designers, and business teams collaborated in Agile squads to overcome communication handles. And then, customer satisfaction skyrocketed as Ford's Sync infotainment system and Blue Cruise self-driving technologies were frequently upgraded. Most importantly, Agile established Ford as a credible competitor in the EV industry, accelerating the introduction of Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning. Ford's transition from waterfall to Agile was more than a process adjustment. It was a cultural makeover. By adopting Agile, the organization sped software development while simultaneously encouraging adoption, cooperation, and customer-centric innovation. In an era where software is as important as the vehicle itself, Ford's Agile transformation keeps it at the forefront of automobile industry. Now, let's understand what Agile is. First, let's clear up a common misconception. Agile is not a framework. It's a mindset or an approach to work that emphasizes adaptability, collaboration, and continuous improvement. It's a set of values and principles of project management that mainly helps in software development. Let me break it down to you. In software development, there is a client or the product owner that has an idea of what needs to be built. Then, The developers, who are usually segregated into different teams like developing, testing, and deploying, creates the product and then it is provided to the customers. This is the basic idea of software development. What makes it agile is that the product is delivered to the customer in small increments and then the feedback is provided to the client. Agile is a project management philosophy which focuses on flexibility, collaboration, and customer feedback to deliver high-quality product. It is based on 4 core principles, in which over processes and tools, we put individuals and interactions. Likewise, over comprehensive documents, we choose working softwares. And over contract negotiations, we prefer customer collaboration. And lastly, over following a plan, we tend to respond to changes. Agile is an umbrella term that includes various frameworks such as Scrum, Lean, Kanban, Extreme Programming, and many more. Let's get a deeper understanding of Scrum and Kanban. First, let's discuss about Scrum. As we know, Scrum is an agile framework. It helps teams to build, deliver, and sustain complex products through time-boxed iterations known as sprints, which typically last 2 to 4 weeks. It focuses on cooperation, accountability, and iterative development to assure continual improvement and faster delivery. This process involves a product owner or a stakeholder, a scrum master, and the development team. Each sprint starts with a sprint planning, in which all the work of the upcoming sprint is defined. The product owner creates a product backlog, which includes all the features, improvements, and fixes needed for the product run by priority. In the sprint meeting, the team selects the highest priority items from product backlog to create the sprint backlog, which needs to be worked upon in that particular sprint. The sprint usually lasts 2 to 4 weeks, during which the team design, develop, and test the features. The team uses a board which is known as the Scrum board. Every day, the team holds a 15-minute stand-up meeting, which is known as the daily Scrum meeting, to discuss progress, roadblocks, and the next steps. This keeps everyone aligned and helps identify any issues early in the cycle. The goal is to deliver a potentially shippable product increment by the end of the sprint. Any new requirements that pops up may have to wait till the next sprint. At the end of the sprint, the team presents the completed work to the stakeholders for feedback. This ensures that the product is on the right track and aligns with the business goals. This is known as the sprint review. And after that, a sprint retrospective takes place, in which the team reflects on what went well, what could be improved, and what changes they can make in the next sprint, so that continuous improvements can be made. And the same cycle continues. By following this process, Scrum enables teams to adapt, collaborate, and consistently deliver high-quality products. Now, let's discuss about Kanban. Unlike Scrum, Kanban doesn't have fixed sprints. Instead, it focuses on visualizing work, limiting work in progress, and optimizing flow for continuous delivery, making it ideal for operational teams like DevOps and IT support. The key features of Kanban includes visualization of work, where work items are represented on a Kanban board. Then, to limit work in progress, where teams set a maximum number of tasks per stage to avoid overload and improve focus. And to manage flows, which helps to focus on smooth task movement rather than the deadlines, that results in improving efficiency. Also, to make process policies explicit for clearly defining workflows to maintain transparency. And lastly, to implement feedback loops for continuous monitoring and refinement enhance productivity. In Kanban, the process is a bit different than Scrum. It also has a board known as Kanban board, but it doesn't have a backlog of its own. Instead, it has a work in progress limit set for each column according to the team. Work items are pulled out directly from the product backlog into the to-do column. The task then moves to different stages such as development, testing, and deployment on the basis of WIP, that is work in progress limit. First, the task will go into the development team, then to the testing team, and as you can see, they have a lower capacity, lesser number of tasks will be provided to them. And after testing, we can send the items to the deployment team. An empty column means that previous team can send another item. Unlike Scrum, Kanban does not have any fixed sprint reviews or retrospectives, but teams can still hold demo and retrospective sessions to ensure continuous improvement. Kanban helps teams stay flexible, manage work efficiency, and maintain a steady flow for progress. By limiting work in progress, it ensures that the task moves smoothly without unnecessary delays. Now, let's delve into the key differences. As we know, Agile is a project management philosophy, while Scrum and Kanban are its frameworks. Although both follow Agile principles, they have distinct approaches to managing work and teams. Starting with the approach, Scrum follows an iterative and incremental method, breaking work into fixed sprints that typically last 2 to 4 weeks. In contrast, Kanban is flow-based, ensuring continuous movement of tasks without fixed time constraints. Now, let's talk about iterations. Scrum teams work within time-box sprints, where a set of tasks is committed for each iteration. Meanwhile, Kanban operates without fixed iteration. Work moves seamlessly from start to completion based on the team capacity. Next, we have roles. Scrum follows a structured approach with defined roles including Scrum Master, Product Owner, and Development Team, ensuring accountability. On the other hand, Kanban does not enforce specific roles. Instead, teams self-manage their work based on the priorities. When it comes to work management, Scrum teams rely on structured tools like the product backlog, sprint backlog, and sprint goals to track and plan the work. Kanban, however, uses a Kanban board where tasks move across different stages such as to do and requested, emphasizes work in progress limits for efficiency. Now, let's look at the meetings. Scrum has a daily well-defined setup ceremonies including daily stand-ups, sprint planning, sprint reviews, and retrospectives, which keep teams aligned and focused on continuous improvement. Kanban meetings are more flexible, with sessions like daily Kanban, demos, and retrospectives held as needed. Finally, which one is best for your team? Scrum works well for product development teams that thrive in structured iteration, whereas Kanban is better suited for continuous workflow teams such as IT, DevOps, and support teams, where priorities shift dynamically. When deciding between Scrum and Kanban, it's important to understand when to use each framework based on the nature of your work and team needs. Starting with Scrum, this framework is ideal when work can be structured into fixed iterations known as sprints. It follows a time-boxed approach where tasks are planned and executed within a set time frame. On the other hand, Kanban is great fit for teams that require continuous delivery rather than fixed iterations. Scrum also emphasizes structured roles including a Scrum Master, Product Owner, and Development Team, ensuring clear responsibilities and accountability. Due to its iterative nature, instead of working in sprints, Kanban allows for on-demand prioritization, meaning teams can adapt to changing priorities dynamically without waiting for the next iteration. Then, Scrum is best suited for software development, product management, and projects that require incremental releases, where work is delivered in phases to allow continuous improvement and feedback. And Kanban is an excellent choice for DevOps team, where continuous deployment and automation are key. It also is well suited for IT support teams who deal with real-time issue resolution and operational teams where maintaining workflow efficiency is crucial. Now, let's look at some certification for these frameworks. When it comes to certification in Scrum and Kanban, choosing the right one depends on your role and career aspirations. If you are a beginner and looking for a Scrum certification, the Certified Scrum Master Certification or CSM is a great way to understand the fundamental of Scrum and how to facilitate agile teams effectively. On the Kanban side, beginners can start with Kanban University certification, which introduce core Kanban principles. For those looking to advance as aspiring management professionals, the Professional Scrum Master certification provides a deeper understanding of Scrum principles and advanced techniques. Those looking to advance in Kanban management can opt for specialized training in managing workflow and efficiency. If you are a product owner, the Certified Scrum Product Owner Certification or CSPO helps in mastering the skills needed to manage product backlogs and prioritize features efficiently. For product owners and professionals, the Professional Kanban certifications validate expertise in implementing Kanban frameworks effectively. And lastly, for enterprise-level professionals, the SAFe Scrum Master certification focuses on scaling agile practices across large organizations. And for Kanban, SAFe Kanban certifications helps in scaling Kanban methodologies across large teams and organizations. Whether you choose Scrum or Kanban, selecting the right certification depends on your experience level and career path as well. Both framework certifications offer valuable skill sets to enhance your agile expertise. And that's a wrap. I hope this video helped you understand the difference between Agile, Scrum, and Kanban. As Agile is more than just a methodology, it's a mindset that focuses on adaptability, collaboration, and continuous improvement. Within Agile, Scrum and Kanban serve as frameworks that help teams implement Agile principles effectively. Scrum is ideal for teams that thrives on structured sprints, well-defined rules, and regular iterations, making it a great choice for projects that do require a clear roadmap and incremental progress. On the other hand, Kanban offers more flexibility, emphasizing continuous flow and limiting work in progress, which are perfect for teams that needs to manage unpredictable workloads or shifting priorities. Choosing between Scrum and Kanban depends upon factors like team dynamics, project complexity, and workflow type. Ultimately, selecting the right framework enhances efficiency, transparency, and team collaboration, which in turn ensures smoother project. If you have enjoyed this video, please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment on any doubts and queries. We will reply to them as soon as possible. Do look up for more videos and playlists and subscribe to Edureka's YouTube channel to learn more. Thank you for watching and happy learning!